Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, Field Goals and Forecast, presented by Afterthought Sports, now on WSBU 88.3 FM, the buzz from the station here in Plasman, not the Super Bowl anymore. No. I'm Ryan Adio, alongside me, my great co-host, James, Derek. As always, we're back after the Super Bowl, so we've got Super Bowl stuff to talk about, of course. First impressions of the Super Bowl, James, go. Well, put you on the spot.
First impressions of the game?
Of the game.
Okay.
I mean, of course, the trip, that's a whole separate thing we could talk about forever, but...
the game. I don't want to say boring, because I don't think it was boring as someone rooting against the Patriots. Sorry, that's just my bias. Yeah. I enjoyed seeing Drake May get hit over and over again and sacked. So was it 7 times it ended up being?
6.
6. Okay, sorry. 6,
not
6, not 7. 7, not 6.
Yeah. Keep talking, please.
Sorry. No reaction to the 6-7 match.
No, I'm a grown man.
Okay, I agree. I think we should be past that as a society at this point, anyways. A little boring, but enjoyed watching the Seahawks defense be what I thought they would be. And my final score prediction was close to correct, very close to correct.
It was very close to correct.
So
I was a little far off.
I was very satisfied with how it went. I don't know, that's just like the first things that come to mind. Ryan, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, the fourth quarter was fun. Other than that, I mean, it was a successful Patriots hate watch, at least from a Bills fan and a Patriots fan standpoint, from a Falcons fan standpoint, Patriots hater standpoint. I don't mind the Seahawks winning at all. I mean, our predictions are not very far off. I mean, we kind of realized, like, hey, maybe this team isn't as good as people think it is out of the AFC. But honestly, the Seahawks weren't that good either. I mean, let's get into our field goals of the week, the good, the no good. They're not even close. Let's start with the good here. Jason Myers should have won Super Bowl MVP, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He had 5 field goals, the most in Super Bowl history. They win this one 29-13. On the back of him, it was Kenneth Walker to win MVP. He had 27 carries, 135 yards, 2 receptions, 26 yards. I mean, it's a fair stat line to win MVP with, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, not to mention he did have the holding that took back easily a 40-yard
he
touchdown
would have gone
run.
Over 200 yards and a touchdown,
So that, just a holding holds him back there. But like, I have a question, to be honest, and maybe you have. I mean, you don't have the answer to this, but maybe someone out there watching does. Does Jason Myers have to hit like 5 50+ yard field goals? Like, was it the distance of the field goals that made him not win MVP? Because they weren't chip shots, but none of them were like insanely far.
So a kicker has never won Super Bowl MVP.
That is correct.
The only special teamer to ever win Super Bowl MVP was Devin Hester, I believe.
Yes, I want to say so.
What you want to count? I'm sorry. Desmond Howard, also 31, Super Bowl 31.
Wow.
But there have been game winners, which is interesting to me, because I thought, maybe then. But I really did think Jason Myers is going to win this for majority of the game. I don't know. That kind of explains how good of a game, how bad of a game it was.
Yeah, maybe that's kind of what we're getting at here. I mean, like Sam Darnold, some throws that he was generally making over the course of the season, he's throwing behind some guys. I know at the end of the half, Gonzalez had that near interception, jumping in front of a route. Yeah. But that was like an underthrown ball. He leads them towards it was JSN, correct?
Yes, it was.
He leads JSN towards the middle of the field a little bit more, makes a, I guess, perfect pass.
Yeah.
If he makes a perfect pass, it's a touchdown. Maybe some excitement.
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks were efficient. Of course, they didn't have a single turnover in the entire postseason, which is the first team in NFL history to do that. Not one. So very efficient, very safe, but maybe too safe. Almost. I mean, Christian Gonzalez should have had that interception on the goal line, not to bring back any bad memories, but I think that should have been one. I don't think Sam Darnold played very well in this game.
No, and like he was missing some throws. But it just makes me think, if they're playing anyone but the Patriots, with them playing it as safe as they did, if they were playing, and I'm just playing devil's advocate with Buffalo because I'm a Buffalo fan, and I'm pretty sure everyone would have rather seen that.
Yeah, even Denver.
If they were playing Buffalo, I can't even think the amount of fourth downs Buffalo would go for. I can't even think the amount of, it's 7 points or bust when you're watching the Bills offense. And I think Buffalo would have applied much more pressure Maybe you get them to go for some fourth downs near midfield. Maybe they don't get those fourth downs near midfield.
I mean,
it could have been a totally different game if they weren't playing an offense that is bad.
Darnold was only sacked once. I mean, they made it to the red zone how many times? And they had to kick 5 field goals.
Yeah.
If like half of those end up being touchdowns, this is a 4-5 score game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of along the lines of what you were saying, but I don't know. Neither team was really that good. I mean, JSN went out with a concussion, only had 4 receptions on 4 targets for 27 yards. Cooper Kupp led them 6 receptions, 61 yards. I mean, AJ Barner had a touchdown, 50 yards, 4 receptions. I mean, that's kind of what I expected. A good tight end game, a good slot receiver game. Christian Gonzalez is going to lock you down on the outsides.
Yeah, and, I think there were definitely some people who were like, oh, JSN's got to go for 100-plus yards. It's like, we're talking about a Patriots team that, while they weren't that good offensively and have relied on their defense a lot, is great at game planning. They're not going to let JSN just run all over them. However, Kenneth Walker kind of picked that up, and they were able to play it safe, and that's how the game went. It looked like I was watching people play it safe. The Super Bowl.
That's just basically. I mean, it was just that's why it was boring, right? Because it was just a safe Super Bowl. Seahawks took an early lead, and then if New England's defense doesn't play that the way that they did to the level that they did in the playoffs, I mean, A, they'd be eliminated, and B, they would have lost this game by like 80. Like, I honestly, the offense was just terrible. And we'll get into that in a second, but got a quick question for you. Kenneth Walker wins MVP. Do you know the last running back to win Super Bowl MVP?
I have no idea.
Super Bowl 32, Terrell Davis in 1998 for the Broncos, I believe.
Wow.
So there's your little fun trivia for you. But that's really it. I mean, so it's been a long time since a running back has won.
Yeah, since back in the day when it was ground and pound, and I can't say act like 19. What you said, 98?
1998. Yeah.
Okay, that's not that far back in the day. I mean, that is. I don't know how old everyone is that's listening. That is before I was born. Which to some of you might be like, oh crap, but
I mean, John Elway. Sure. I mean, that was really.
That doesn't seem like that far back.
No. But let's get into the no good Patriots. On the other hand, they just got killed by Seattle's defense. They allowed 6 sacks. Will Campbell did not have a great game. I think everybody knows that. I think it's tough that he's a rookie and he was hurt, but nonetheless, 6 sacks. 1 shy of the Super Bowl record, which is 7, and they had a fumble and 2 interceptions. The fumble was changed to an interception, called a pick 6. That was Nwosu, I believe. Yeah. The Patriots had 8 turnovers in the postseason, which is up there. I think it's top 10 all time. Drake May was 27 of 43, about 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 5 carries, 37 yards. Sure, he almost hit that 300-yard threshold.
He did.
Let's not be fooled. 160 to 180 of those yards came in the fourth quarter only.
I was bewildered to look down at the box score after this game and see 295 next to Drake May. I was in shock. I mean, I know they, actually finally moved the ball a little bit towards the end of the game. I was beyond shook to see that he got near 300 yards, considering the game he had. I mean, there were times, that Seattle defense was straight up in his head.
Yeah.
I mean, they, the way they were coming off the edge, they had him moving before pressure even got there.
Yep.
I mean, they have that beautiful camera. I mean, you can imagine that sits right behind the pocket where you can see kind of the field that Drake May sees. And you're like, oh my God, he's wide open.
Yeah.
Look, Drake, throw it. And he didn't see it. He's running. He's focused on the fact that Seattle's getting pressure or not, and he just kind of feels it. And I think that's just the big thing when it comes to Seattle's defense is they got in his head.
So through 3 quarters, he completed 8 passes for 60 yards, had 3 turnovers, no touchdowns, ended with 295 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's garbage time stuff. What are you gonna like? I'm not gonna hold it against him. Sure, it does look like he had a okay performance, but if you really look at it, they didn't score till the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
the first 3 quarters were terrible. 19 pressures.
Yeah, I mean, if Drake May ends up he obviously could. I think he's a great player. If he comes back and has some sort of legacy, he makes a couple more Super Bowls, stuff like that. I would warn against, using this Super Bowl as an example of him playing well.
Yeah,
because the box score might look like it. The 2 picks kind of take away from that, but you can't look back and be like, this was basically his rookie year. He was in the Super Bowl, threw for almost 300 yards. You clearly did not watch the game if you're going to use that. So message to future people. Don't act like this was a game that Drake May played well.
Don't box score watch. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Matt Collins led the team in receiving, 78 yards, a touchdown. He had a great touchdown.
Yeah.
Let me say that was a good pass, good catch.
If I'm happy for anyone on the Patriots, it's Matt Collins.
Absolutely. I mean, Stephon Diggs did not play well in this one. Their offense fell flat. Do you blame the O-line? Do you blame Drake May? Who's the problem here?
I think it starts with the O-line. I mean, I didn't think that. I mean, I know he's a rookie, but I didn't think people were just going to move Will Campbell like that.
Oh, yeah.
There was no...
Put him on his back.
There wasn't any, like, getting around the outside. There wasn't any stunts at the line that were crazy. Yeah. It was just, if you got Will Campbell in front of you, throw him into Drake May, and pretty much everyone did that with success. Use him as a bobsled.
He became a bobsled.
And I kind of feel for Will Campbell right now. That he must have had a pretty rough couple of days after this.
And let me ask you this question. Were the Patriots this bad the whole time? And they were, I mean... The schedule thing. We've been bringing it up. I've been bringing it up. I've been saying it's been a cupcake walk schedule for them. I combined everything into one. One of the worst schedules or easiest schedules ever. I mean, not even just in the regular season, but also in the postseason, where they played the Chargers O-line, they played a terrible C.J. Stroud, and then a backup Jarrett Stidham. If Bo Nix plays in that game, I'm so convinced that they would have won.
100%.
They would have 100% been in the Super Bowl. I don't think the Patriots ever had a shot in this one. I think this is the Patriots team. They finally played someone good, above 500. They had one win over teams 500. And not including the postseason, of course. I don't understand. I understand the argument, right? Vrabel, great coach.
Yeah.
The Patriots have been there before. McDaniel, been there before. I don't understand how people thought that they were winning this one. You just look more in depth at this team. That outside is not what I don't know. You gotta look inside. Whatever.
Everything that could have happened in the Super Bowl for the Patriots to not beat these easy schedule allegations happened.
Yeah,
they got killed on all fronts in this one, and I think the easy schedule is the most concrete thing you can point at to be like, yeah, this is obviously what happened.
And my favorite Patriots player, Christian Gonzalez, was the only bright spot on this team. He was thrown to, I think he had 2 targets, no completions, 2 pass blocked, and I think he was on 22 coverage snaps. So he got targeted twice on 22 coverage snaps, and both of those times he knocked the ball away. Unbelievable performance. If the Patriots would have won, I would have hoped he would have been Super Bowl MVP. Would he have? Probably not. He probably need an interception. You know how that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, at least there's something. I mean, he can go back to the locker room and say, I did all I could.
Yeah,
right?
Christian Gonzalez was like, dude, I don't know about y'all. I was balling.
I did all I could. This is on y'all. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for the Super Bowl. Let's get into the not even close. This one is tough to talk about.
Yeah, dude.
James Pierce Jr. was arrested this weekend, likely to be sentenced for at least 5 years. He has 5 felony charges. I shouldn't laugh, but man, this it's just so frustrating, especially as a Falcons fan. I mean, I hate to say it, but all you got to do is just not get into trouble and play football, right? I know that's really easy to say, but when these Georgia guys are driving, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. I'm like, you have your whole future ahead of you, and you're going to throw it away because you're trying to get back with this girl. I mean, I've seen the whole thing. I feel so terrible for her. I mean, it's just a terrible situation. I don't even want to see him on the team. It's a terrible thing to say because he was so good. I've talked so highly of him. I don't even want to see him play for the Falcons. I mean, if he does, he's a baller, but he's just a terrible dude. I mean, we're not going to,
yeah.
It's a terrible precedent to set if we bring him back.
It's sad. It is sad because it's he's defensive rookie of the year candidate, one of two that you guys had, which you guys did a good job drafting. It's someone that your organization put so much, or the organization you're a fan of, put so much faith into. They traded their pick,
first round pick for him,
and everything worked out the way it had to for that to be worth it.
Yeah,
and then following the Super, was it literally right before the Super Bowl or was it after?
No, it would have been probably the day after, if not the day of, or maybe even that Saturday. It was that Saturday.
It's just something.
Literally the 2 days after the awards.
You can't wrap your head around it. Just like, what are we doing? And it's sad. It's it angers you. And it's just, yeah. I mean, I'm not a professional athlete myself, but I can't say I would act on any rash decisions like that. Have I been in a position where he was on his way to probably making one of those max extensions one day.
Yep.
Where he gets paid a ton of money.
I mean, 5 years down the line, maybe even 10, you think of him as he was on pace to just be one of the best rushers. I mean, he had rookie records set. Falcons rookie records set. I mean, nothing you can do, but it is just
as really a fan,
it sucks. It really just does suck. But that will do it for the field goals of the week. Sorry to bum you out at the end there. But let's get into the extra point. We've got a little. We're going to rank the last 10 Super Bowls based on our opinions. So that's Super Bowl 60 through 51. It should be. I mean, it could be 60 through 50, but that's just not how numbers work, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let's start from the top. Number 10. I think we have the same answer here. It's Patriots Rams.
That game
13-3.
And I can already hear the people saying, "Oh, you don't like watching defense, oh you don't."
No, I don't. Actually.
Well, okay, I don't mind some defense. I enjoyed watching the Seahawks defense in this last Super Bowl, but Jared Goff, I think he was seeing ghosts all game. Like it was to the point where the defense was good, but it was also just he had no idea what he was like doing out there.
And this is like prime Jared Goff too. Like
he was good
when he was slinging, man, and he was like an MVP favorite. I mean, there were talks around him just being like a Hall of Fame guy, top 5, and then it just spiraled from here. I mean, 3 points in a Super Bowl. I think people think of this as literally the most boring Super Bowl of all time. Not even just in the last 10 years. But that will lead us to our number 9 spot. Do you have the same as me? Yeah, you do.
For this one as well.
Buccaneers, Chiefs, Super Bowl 55. It was fun watching Patrick Mahomes run around in the backfield and lose the Super Bowl because I'm a Mahomes hater. But man, was it just a boring Super Bowl to watch.
I mean, it was, for me, it was a Super Bowl where it's like, I don't want either of these guys to win.
Yep.
It was either Brady or Mahomes, and it's like Brady gets his 7th, and it's just like...
Yeah, I agree.
Or Mahomes is like one of the youngest to be this great, and it's like, I don't want either.
The offensive line play on the Chiefs is some of the worst I've ever seen.
They had Will Campbell at all positions.
Yeah, genuinely the worst I've ever seen. Next up, I'm going with this current Super Bowl 60. I think Pats Seahawks was a very boring game. The Patriots did not score until the 4th quarter. And at that point, I lost interest. So I think that is my 3rd most boring Super Bowl in the last 10 years.
I could have put this one there, but I think it's just slightly higher up because I feel like I'm rarely rooting for someone to lose and they actually lose.
Yeah,
so it goes a little higher for me.
That's fair.
I've got Eagles Chiefs in the last year's Super Bowl. I mean, think about the conversation was like, oh, this is the worst team Mahomes has had in a while.
Yep.
If he wins with this team, he's the greatest,
he's
right?
A 3-peat, first time ever, yeah.
And it was like, okay, I think the real storyline here is this is the worst team he's had. They're gonna blow it. It's gonna suck, and that's what happened. The game wasn't very good.
I remember everyone was like, "I'm taking the Chiefs." I was like, "This is the greatest team I've ever seen assembled. This Eagles team is gonna mow them down, man." I was like, "They're gonna win by 2 or 3 scores,"
and that's what happened.
And that is correct. I mean, the 22 isn't even true. Again, it's a lot of garbage time points. Yes. The Eagles dominated every single second of this game, which I have that in my next slot here. But back to Pats Seahawks. The only redeemable part about this Super Bowl was the halftime show. Hey, that's all I'll say.
No, yeah, my and
I like Sam Darnold.
We essentially just flip flop that Eagles Chiefs and Seahawks Pats.
Yes,
from the last 2 years. I liked watching the Patriots lose. It's really just, it's not that much more for me. Drake May was clobbered a lot.
Yeah.
It was great.
Next up is the number 6 spot. We have the same one again. Super Bowl 54, Chiefs, 49ers. Chiefs win that one 31-20. They make a big comeback. However, you hate to see Mahomes win.
I don't need to say anything further because that pretty much describes how I feel about that.
Next spot here, the 5 spot, so halfway through.
We have Chiefs, the same one again.
Eagles again. My biggest thing with this game, and it was close, it came down to a penalty at the end.
Yeah. And a borderline one at that.
Yeah, I should say it was a bad penalty call. I mean, it was the right call, but you don't call that in the time. I hate when that happens. It's like this year's Bills Broncos. You just stop calling penalties. I understand it is the right call, but in that moment, it cannot come up to the refs unless it's very clearly obvious.
Yeah, and that's the same thing for me. It was a back and forth game, and you had the feeling like someone's gonna just get a drive to end this. Yep. It's gonna be great, and it comes down to like a couple of Chiefs kneels and then a field goal to win it. And I would have loved to see the Eagles get a chance.
Yeah, and they were playing on like new turf or whatever. Everybody was slipping and sliding.
That is right. I remember that.
I think the game was good. I mean, 38-35 is a great game. Terrible turf. Ended on a penalty. I remember it very badly at this point. Next up, the number 4 spot. We have different ones, finally.
Yeah, so another flip-flop, though.
I'm going to go Chiefs, 49ers, the one that went to overtime, 25-22. Again, it was the first year of the new overtime rules. I didn't want either of these teams in the Super Bowl, in all honesty. I would have loved Ravens. I would have loved Lions. But, of course, we got Chiefs, 49ers. It's kind of a meh game, and then it went to overtime. They win it. Whatever. Not a fan.
Yeah, I'm going to go my number, what was this, 4 spot?
Yep.
Rams, Bengals from 2022. For some reason, I don't remember much of this game. Like, I don't know what I was doing that day, if I was like stressed out about something or what, but like my memory's a little foggy. But of course, the main thing that you have to remember is Aaron Donald coming up with the big play, pointing to that ring finger.
Yeah.
And I remember just talking to like my family throughout that game, just being like, you got to watch out for Aaron Donald. You got to watch out for Aaron Donald. They had, kind of kept a lid on him throughout the game. And then it's like final drive. Here he comes. Bang.
Yep.
And
he had 2 sacks as a nose tackle who was being doubled the whole time. Probably one of the greatest independent defensive performances from a single player. And honestly, he's probably up there with the greatest defensive player of all time. And I love to see him get a ring. I love to see Stafford get a ring.
Yeah.
It was tough for Joe Burrow, but I was like, he's got more time. He'd be fine.
Joe's got time. They were still they were moving the ball decently well in that game for how bad the line was.
And that's my number 3. So we'll move on to number 2. Eagles, Patriots, the Philly special. Eagles win that one with Nick Foles at backup. I remember.
We agree here.
Yeah, I remember how fun that Super Bowl was. It was just a high-scoring game. You're rooting for the Eagles because you don't want Tom Brady to win, and it was just a good one. Super Bowl 52.
The distinct play that I remember is, wasn't it they traded for Alshon Jeffrey from the Bears?
Yeah, and he made elite on the Bears. Let me make that very clear.
That is like one thing too. Is like he was elite on the Bears. They brought him in, and he made a crazy play on a bomb in that Super Bowl. And once he came down with that catch, I'm like, wait a minute. Nick Foles is airing it out. Alshon Jeffrey's making big plays in the Super Bowl.
All.
Like this team actually has a chance to beat the Patriots, who, they were coming off a year where they did the impossible, which you're about to talk about right now here.
Super Bowl 51, still my favorite Super Bowl, still the best Super Bowl I've ever watched. Atlanta loses 34-28 to the Patriots in overtime. Obviously 28-3, they come back, halftime. It's still the greatest Super Bowl I've ever watched. As a Falcons fan, you'd love to go and lose rather than not make it ever again. It's going to be a minute until we make it, at least it seems like. I don't know, give it 5 years, maybe.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Dude, whatever.
Till Atlanta makes it back. But, not much more I can say. I'll let you take the reins.
It's just, I feel like this is, besides for Eagles Patriots the following year that we just talked about with Nick Foles, this is the most invested I had been in watching a Super Bowl. I mean, this is like, think about all the frustration that like 12, 13-year-old you has towards Tom Brady and just like constantly winning. And although it didn't end well, and I think I cried, you know.
Oh, I 100% bawled.
I know you did.
Yeah.
It's still just like the most emotionally invested I've been in a game. And although it, you know, ripped your heart out, you know, the Falcons did make some great plays in that game. You can't forget the Julio Jones catch where you're in, like, that should have been
D. Alford pick six. I mean, there's so many you can name, but
that game was just phenomenal. Not only was it high scoring, it went to overtime. There was a comeback. Everything
first overtime Super Bowl.
Yeah. Had everything going for it.
Which is so weird that they changed the overtime rules for Josh Allen, but not in the Super Bowl. Anyway, not the point. But I mean, you said it before the show. I mean, Tom Brady comes out of that game. He's pretty much the GOAT.
After that game.
Pretty much the GOAT. You're coming off a great, it was Broncos, Carolina the year before that. That was a great Super Bowl. Then this was a great Super Bowl. And then Eagles was a great Super Bowl. And then you hit the rock bottom with Pat's Rams the next year, which is so tough to hear. But this was just, that was like the peak of me. I just remember like Super Bowls. And I was just kind of getting into the NFL at that point. Like, you know, you're a kid, you're like, oh, football, like this is pretty awesome. I like the Bills, I like the Falcons. That guy's name's Matt Ryan. I'm going to be a fan of him. I'm like, oh my God, the Falcons are really good. They're going to the Super Bowl. And I'm like, Tom Brady just crushed my dreams. I watched him crush the Bills my entire life. I'm like, I hate the Patriots, hate Tom Brady. And now I respect, I mean, obviously I respect him.
Yeah,
he's the GOAT.
That's not an
option. I still don't like the Patriots. Yeah. And now it's just Mahomes. And I'm like, I can't stand Mahomes. I can't stand the Chiefs. Funny how that works out.
Yeah.
But that was our top 10 Super Bowls in the last top 10 years. No. Top 10 Super Bowls in the last 10 years. There's no top in there. But that will do it for this episode of Field Goals and Forecasts. Let me know if you agree with our picks. Let me know if you have anything else to say about the Super Bowl. Did you think it was boring? Did you not think it was boring? Do you think the Seahawks should have won that one pretty handily more? Let me know whatever you thought. But for James Derrick, Ryan Adio, this was Field Goals and Forecasts on WSBU 88.3 The Buzz. Take care, guys. Go watch some more football, except you got to wait 9 months now. So, peace out.